YC Mathematics and Physics, University Calculus, Lesson 14. Solutions to Lesson 13, Part 1. There are 9 questions in Lesson 13. Today, for our Part 1, I will do the solutions to question 1 to 6. So question 1 is x squared plus xy plus 2y squared equals 28 at 2, 3. And this is to find the slope of the tangent. We want to find the slope of the tangent. But we have learned before that the slope of tangent is the derivative. So this is the derivative. I want to find the slope of the tangent at the point 2, 3. At 2, 3. That means I want the derivative at 2, 3. So we start to find the derivative of this function. So let's do it. The derivative of x squared is 2x. The derivative of xy is a product. So we use a formula u prime v plus v prime u. X is our u. So u prime means the derivative of x, which is just 1. U prime v is y, plus v prime, the derivative of v, but our v is y, therefore the v prime means y prime times u, y prime x. So here, u prime v plus v prime u. And the derivative of this, which is 2 times the power rule, y squared the power rule. You consider y as a function of x, you can call it u. So what is the derivative of u squared? It's move the exponent to the front, so I have 2, and u is my y, exponent minus 1, 2 minus 1, times u prime is y prime, and equals the derivative of 28 is 0. So this is our derivative. Here, I want the derivative at 2, 3. Now we can substitute 2 into x, 3 into y. So I have substitution. So I have 2, x is 2, and 1 times y is just y, but my y is 3. Plus y prime Y prime, I don't know. And actually, this is what I want to find. This is the derivative. X is 2. plus 2 times 2 is 4. Y is what? Y is 3. 2 minus 1 is 1. So 3 to the power 1 is just 3. And times y prime. So this is equal to 0. So I have 4 plus 3 plus 2y derivative plus 12y derivative. This is 7. And 2 and 12 is 14. So this means 14y prime is equal to negative 7. Y prime is negative. This is our answer. Notice that when I have the derivative of the given function, which is here, I don't need to bother to simplify and get y prime equals what. I don't need to do that because I want the derivative at the point 2, 3. Therefore, I immediately substitute 2 into x, 3 into y. I do the substitution immediately instead of simplify this line to find y prime on the left-hand side. I don't need to do that. So I just substitute 2, 3 into this, and I have the answer. This is question 1. And this is the answer we gave in our lesson 13. Number 2. Number 2. Number 2. X cubed minus 3x y squared plus y cubed equals 1 at 2, negative 1. Yeah, this is our question. Again, we do the derivative. The derivative of this is 3x squared minus. What is the derivative of this? Notice, the 3 is a constant multiple. So I use the constant multiple rule. I just copy the constant 3, and I do the derivative of this part. This part is this function times this function. So this is a product rule, UV. So the formula for product rule is U prime V plus V prime U. So I put the product rule into a bracket. U prime V. U prime is 1. 1 times V. V is this. Plus V prime U. V prime is this. The derivative of y squared is power rule 2y. That's not the end. I need to multiply the derivative of y, which is just y prime. that is my product rule. U prime V plus V prime, oh, I missed V prime U. U is my X. So I almost forgot my U. U prime V plus V prime U. Okay. Then the derivative of this is 3y squared. That's a power rule times y prime equals the derivative of 1 is just 0. So this is my derivative. Just like what we said in question 1, you don't need to simplify this to get y prime. You can just substitute 2 and negative 1 into it. All right, 2 is our x minus 3, 1 times y squared. What is y? The negative 1. Plus 2 times negative 1 times y prime times x. X is 2. 3, y is negative 1 times y prime. Okay, that is substitution. Now, 2 squared is 4, 3 times 4 is 12. This is just 1. This is just 1 plus, oh, let's see, it's not plus. It's minus here. So it's minus 2, and here you have another 2, so it's minus 4. Negative 1 squared is just 1. 1 times 3 is a 3. Y squared. Oops, y squared. No, it's not y squared. Y prime, right? This is y prime. So 3 y prime. Now I expand this bracket. Negative is plus. 3 times 4 is 12. Y prime plus 3 y prime. This is 9. Yeah. This is 15. Okay. Move the 9 to the right-hand side. You have a common factor 3, so you can simplify it. So this is my answer. That's number 2. Next, number 3. Okay. Number 3, I have a square root. Square root of x plus square root 3y equals 5. At 2, 3. Okay. So how do we do that? I like to separate this into a constant multiple times square root x. I can do that, right? Okay. Do the same thing here. I have square root 3 times square root y equals 5. Now I do the derivative. This is a constant multiple. So I keep the constant multiple. The derivative of this, remember, this exponent is 1/2. Therefore, power rule. Here is n minus 1. N is 1/2. 1/2 minus 1 is negative 1/2 plus. Constant multiple, power rule, chain rule. Now, as before, I can put 2 and 3 into x and y. So, let's rewrite this. The negative exponent is, this is in the denominator. So this is in the denominator. And what is x? Is 2. So 1/2 is a square root. So it's a square root 2 plus. Same as before, same as this. Negative 1/2 is in the denominator. So it's square root y in the denominator, but y is 3. All right. Now do you see that the square root 2 can be cancelled? All right. So square root 2 cancels the square root 2. Square root 3 cancels square root 3. So I have 1/2 here plus. Here is again 1/2 and y prime. Therefore, actually you can cancel the 1/2, right? You multiply everything by 2. Multiply this by 2, you get 1. You multiply this by 2, you get 1. So 1 times y prime. 2 times 0 is just 0. Therefore, what is y prime? Negative 1. So that is our answer. But what about I do not split this into a constant multiple, I just keep the 2x. So what about that way? So another way, is to rewrite this. 2x is 1/2 power plus 3y is also 1/2 power equals 5. Then I do the derivative. Then the derivative is 1/2 2x, 1/2 minus 1 is negative 1/2. Chain rule, derivative of this is 2 plus 1/2 3y 1/2 minus 1 times chain rule. The derivative of this is 3 y prime equals 0. Now we cancel the 2 and 2 and 2 cancels. So I have 1 over square root 2x, yeah, plus 3 over 2. Let's see, there is another 3 here. Okay, this 3 is inside the bracket. So 3 and 2 combine. And I have, this is in the denominator. And y prime. Now I replace x by 2. X is 2, y is 3. So I have x is 2, 2 times 2. Y is 3. 3 times 3 times y prime. This is 4. Square root 4 is 2, so I have 1 over 2. Here, 3 times 3 is 9. Square root 9 is 3. So this 3 cancels this 3. So I have 1 over 2 here. And y prime. Now I have this step, the same as that step, you see? They're the same, right? Therefore, y prime is equal to negative 1. Negative 1 here, negative 1 here. So, you have two ways of doing this problem. The first way is to separate the constant. So you use constant multiple rule. And the next is just routine. Here, the second way is that you do not separate the square root 2, and you consider 2x as a whole. The 2x goes to the power 1/2. You can do this way. Of course, the answer is the same. So which way you prefer? It looks more or less the same number of steps. So it actually doesn't matter too much. It's a perfect personal preference. Okay? Good. Next question. Number 4. Number 4 is x cubed minus axy plus 3ay square equals 3a cubed. And the point is, this is the given point. And you want the derivative at this point. Yeah, actually, the question says you want the slope of the tangent, but that is exactly the derivative at this point. So, as before, we do that. The derivative of this is easy. 3x squared minus, Look, A is a constant. It's not an unknown. A is a constant. Constant multiple. X times Y. It's a product. So you do the product rule. U prime V. U prime is 1. V is Y. U prime V plus V prime U. That's for this. It's a product rule. And the next, 3A is a constant. So you use constant multiple rule. 3A times constant multiple times the derivative of y squared, which is power rule, chain rule. And the derivative of this, A is a constant, so the derivative of the right-hand side is 0. Okay. Then, as I said before, you don't need to simplify and get y prime. You don't need to do that. Okay. So, let's see. I made a mistake here. The product rule, U prime V. V is just Y, right? I write Y prime. That's not right. U prime V. There is nothing here. It's just Y. It's just Y. U prime V and V prime U. Oh, now I'm right. It's a writing mistake. It's not a Y prime. Okay. X is A, Y is A. X is A, Y is A. X is A, Y is A. 2 times 3 is 6. Y is A. A times A is A squared. Okay. Expand this. A times A. Minus plus is minus. A times A is A squared. Y prime. 6 A squared Y prime. Okay. 3A squared minus A squared is 2A squared. A squared and plus 6, so it's plus 5. Then do you notice that A squared can be cancelled? Because here on the right-hand side is 0. So A squared can be cancelled. If you don't see that, you can see still here. So A squared here, A squared here. It will be cancelled. If you still don't see that, oh, I missed the negative sign. Sorry. There is a negative sign. Yeah. Move this to the right-hand side. There is a negative sign. So I have a negative here. As I said, here you should notice that A squared can be cancelled because the right-hand side is 0. If you don't notice that, then you see A squared here on the left and A squared on the right. It can be cancelled. If you still don't see that, now you should see A squared can be cancelled, all right? You should see here. So the answer is negative 2/5. So that's number 4. Number 5. Number 5. Number 5 is x squared minus 2 xy minus y squared and equals at what point? At this point. At this point. So let's do the derivative. Okay, 2x minus 2 is a constant multiple. How do we do that? You have 2 ways of doing it. The first thing is you break this into 2 parts. Square root x times square root y. Okay, so I consider, where do I write? Okay, consider, let's see. Okay, I can, this part you consider square root x, square root y. Okay, you consider this as square root x times square root y. Then you use the product rule. 2 is a constant multiple. You use the product rule. U times V. U prime do you follow this step? Because x, the exponent x is 1/2. 1/2 minus 1 is negative 1/2. Negative 1/2 can be written this way. Okay. This part is u prime and times v plus v prime, same as before, same as this part, same as this part. But the only difference is that this is not x, therefore you need the chain rule. U prime v plus, here, v prime u. V prime u. Okay. And this one. Okay. I don't know whether I have enough space. Then minus 2y, that's a power rule, times the chain rule, 2y, y prime, equals, the derivative of 52 is just 0. Okay? I do not have enough space here. Okay, now you put 8 into x, put 2 into y. 2 times 8 minus 2, 1/2. This is 8. Y is 2. Let me write on top. Y is 2. Square root 2. Plus 1/2. Y is 2. Y is 2, so it's square root 2 times y prime. Y prime, x is 8. Minus 2 times y, y is 2. Y prime. Okay. So 16 multiply the 2 into it. 2 and this 2 cancel. 2 and this 2 cancel. So I have That's this part. This minus plus is minus. 2 and 2 cancel, so I have 1 over root 2. This is 8, so I have square root 8 over square root 2 and y prime. Oops. And y prime. Sorry, I don't need a bracket. The bracket is here. I missed a bracket here. Here is a bracket. Here is a bracket. I missed that bracket. And so I am all right to negative. So I don't need this bracket because I expand it. So I don't need that bracket here. Let's see. I don't have a whiteout. Sorry. I don't need the bracket here. Okay. I don't need the bracket here. So because I already expanded. So minus 2 times 2 is 4, y prime. Let's see now. 16 minus square root 2 divided by square root 8. You can write this as square root 2 over 8. You follow? And this you can write as 8 over 2. Okay, there is no bracket here. Minus 4. And then you see 2, 8 is 1 over 4. This is just 8 over 2 is just 4. And then this is 1/2. Square root 4 is half. Square root 4 is just 2. Square root 4 is just 2. So I have, what do I have now? 16 minus 1/2 is 15.5, right? Sixteen minus half is just 15.5. Minus 2 minus 4 is minus 6. So I have move this to this right-hand side. So I have 15 change this to improper fraction. So this 31 to let's see now. Oh, my sorry. Minus 6y. Move to this side is plus. It's not 16. It's plus 6y. I'm sorry. I made too many mistakes here. So it's not. It's plus 6. So y prime is 31. Let's see now. Do I have a minus sign somewhere here? So it's 31 over 12. In my question sheet, I have negative 31 over 12. Either my answer given is wrong or the work here is wrong. I missed the negative sign. All right. I missed the negative sign. Let's check this. Let's check this. Number 5 is negative here and negative here. That's all right. 2x, 2. This should be all right. Everything is plus. And minus 2y, y prime. Okay. This should be all right. And okay, 16. Yeah, this is okay. And so this is 6y prime. That's all right. 6y prime. Let's see. It seems this is right. The answer given in the sheet is wrong. Okay. So it seems that the answer, given answer, negative 31 over 12. Let me put a question mark here. Maybe this is wrong. I need to double check it. Whether the answer is plus or the answer is minus. I need to double check. In the meantime, you can go over this and do it yourself and check every step to see whether the answer is positive or negative. All right? Yeah, you do that. You do that. You do that. Okay. And then number 6. Number 6. Okay, x squared minus x, xy minus 2y squared equals 6. And the point is 4, 1 at this point. Okay, in the last question, I break this into square root x, square root y, okay, in the last question. But I can do something different from the last question. I consider these two as a whole, so I consider this. Let me rewrite it. I just give you another way of doing it, okay? So I just rewrite this 1/2. The answer should be the same, right? Yeah. It doesn't matter which way you do it. Yeah. All right. So now you do the derivative. 2x minus. This is u. This is v. Okay. Let me write this. This is my u. This is my v. So the u prime v. U prime is 1. V is this. U prime V times a plus, but I have a minus here, so it becomes minus, all right? It becomes V prime U, V prime. Look here. This, the derivative of this. The derivative of this, the power rule first, 1/2 xy. 1/2 minus 1, negative 1/2, times chain rule, the derivative of this. But the derivative of this is another product rule. So I put a bracket, u prime v, u prime is 1 times y, plus v prime u. That's the power rule. That's the power rule. So this whole thing is V prime. V prime. But don't forget V prime U. So I must multiply X here. And then the derivative of this minus 4y times y prime is equal to 0. Now I put in 4 and 1. X is 4. 1. I don't need to write 1. X times y. 4 times 1 is 4. The square root 4, so minus 1/2. X times y is 4. The square root 4 is in the denominator. And times bracket y is 1. Y prime, x is 4. Y prime times 4 is 4y prime. X is 4. Minus 4 times 1 times y prime equals 0. Okay, this is 8 minus square root 4 is 2 minus, this is 2, right? 2 times 2 is 4, so it's 1/4. Oh, look. This is 1/4, but I have another 4 here, so 1/4 times this 4, it becomes 1, so I just have this. I just have 1 plus 4y prime minus 4y prime. All right, so 8 minus 2 is 6. 6 minus 1 minus plus is minus 4 y prime minus 4 y prime equals 0. 6 minus 1 is 5. This is 8. So 8 y prime equals 5. So y prime is 5/8. So this is my answer. And this answer is the answer given in the question sheet. So we are okay now. Okay. So except question number 5, I need to double check to decide whether the answer has a plus sign or the answer is minus sign. Okay, this is part 1. I have worked out all the 6 questions, except there is some doubt on question number 5. The answer to question number 5 will be cleared next lesson. And in the next lesson, I will do number 7, number 8, and number 9. Okay, as before, if you have any questions, text message me. Yeah, you text message me. Yeah, text message me, or you can send an email to me. Okay, email. Yeah, this is my email address. You can send an email to me, ask your questions, or send a text message, and we will discuss your answer. Thank you for watching. Goodbye. See you part 2.